Hey, grade 9. So we got day 2 done and a lot more people involved in Google Meet. So that was great to see everybody there. I think we were up to 11 or 12, which is awesome. So thank you very much for that. And it makes the class go a lot quicker. And we got ourselves all caught up to where we need to do today. So that's a credit to you. So well done. So we did chapters 9 and 10 and we did the summaries for it and also the questions as well. So let's get into, and we also talked about TED Talks. TED Talks are coming up the 16th and 17th, our last 2 days of the Quint. So, and our due date for the project summaries and questions are December 10th. And I know that's technically our last day to finish up the novel part. But you do have a little flexibility between the 10th and the 16th to get your stuff in. But the longer you leave it, that just puts added stress on you, and don't want that to happen. And of course, for me to finalize your marks, that's going to be a lot to get done, as well as my second class to get their stuff in as well and finalize everything by the end of the Quint. So if you can help me out by getting your stuff in as soon as possible, that would be awesome. And also check to make sure that you have submitted your assignments. They have uploaded completely to Google Classroom, or you've attached them to an email. Okay, so you can get that in so you don't have those marks deducted as well. All right, so let's get to the giver. So we did chapter 9 and 10. There we go. Okay. So chapter 9, we spent time talking about that Jonas is now separate from everybody else. He was selected for this job of being receiver of memory. He was not assigned. So we take note of the differences between, we talked about assigning a job. So it's like putting your names in a hat and pulling them out and saying, this student will do this job, this student will do this job, this student will do this job, and so on and so forth. Where Jonas was selected, so based on his skill set, so he could see beyond, and he has those traits we talked about. If I go back to that, where is that? Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. So intelligence, integrity, courage, and wisdom, and the capacity to see beyond. That's what led to the selection of him becoming the new receiver of memory. So the question I'm asking right now, does that contradict the world of sameness? Since everybody's supposed to be the same, how can Jonas be different when from everybody else? Okay, and so if he's different, that contradicts what sameness means, at least our definition of sameness. He's reminded that the chief elder told him that he would be alone and apart. So he was forewarned about this, okay, and that he would be alone and apart. And yes, he is, because he's even going out beyond the community to a building called the Annex, and it's totally separate. It's isolated from the rest of the community, and it's locked. Okay, every other dwelling is, the doors are open, so they're accessible to pretty much anybody. But the Annex is locked. Everything inside of it's locked. Everything that the Annex represents is locked and is, in a way, secretive. Okay, that answers the question is, well, why haven't we seen the receiver of memory before? Well, he rarely comes out. He only comes out for the December ceremony. So imagine being away from your community, unless you're called upon to solve some issues, but he's basically by himself, right? So mother and father are very proud of this. It's a very honorable assignment. Now, note the word assignment. The other kids, the other 12s, are assigned jobs. The mother and father view this as an assignment, not a job. Okay. So again, in a subtle manner, the mother is showing that she does not agree with the fact that the receiver of memory is a job. And that contradicts sameness as well. So she should be saying that it is a job. It's the same level of respect and that every other job should have. But she also spoke against birth mothers as well, and the fact that that's not a real job either. So, and she's Department of Justice. Father is a nurturer, and so again, she's elevating herself higher than nurturer, and the nurturer is important. Also, is the Department of Justice too. So, shouldn't both jobs be equal? Okay. One cares for the upbringing of the children that are going to be given to families when they become ones, and that sets the cycle for the next generation of 12s that will be coming. And of course, mother, being in charge of justice, maintains rule and control over the community. So keep that in mind. Jonas inquires about the previous election that didn't work out, and he was told that they are never to speak about that name or use it for a new child again. So we don't know who it is. We don't know what the circumstances were that led to the failure of choosing a receiver of memory. And so a name designated not to be spoken indicated the highest degree of disgrace. So keep that in mind. Jonas receives his folder and has 8 rules, and that's one of your questions you have to answer. So number 1, go immediately at the end of school hours each day to the annex entrance behind the house of the old and present yourself to the attendant. 2, go immediately to your dwelling at the conclusion of training hours each day. Number 3, from this moment on, you are exempted from rules governing rudeness. You may ask any question of any citizens, and you will receive answers. Number 4, do not discuss your training with any other member of the community, including parents and elders. Number 5, from this moment, you are prohibited from dream telling. So he doesn't have to do the dream telling. Actually, he cannot do dream telling. He can't do any sharing of any kind. So that's what prohibited means. Number 6, except for illness or injury unrelated to your training, do not apply for any medication. You are not permitted to apply for release. It's number 7. And the big one, you may lie. It's number 8. Now, he struggles with the rules, especially the last 3 or 4, because he's been brought up to do all these things and not lie. So he starts to question every time he has a conversation with somebody, are they telling the truth or are they lying? Or can he tell somebody and basically say, you're lying? And will they respond and say, no, I'm not, or yes, I am, or that kind of thing. So a lot of questions are going through his mind, and it brings you back to the December sermon where his mind's going through a whirlwind of what ifs, like what did I do wrong when his name wasn't called right away. Chapter 10, he goes to his new job, and he walks into the annex and he sees all these books. It's like he's never seen a book before. Okay, so it's brand new, and it just boggles the mind. And he's nervous around the receiver memory because he's rarely seen the guy. Okay, for one thing, and it's just like your first day on a job. You get nervous. First day of school, you get nervous, and you're not sure how things are going. But like if you go with your head up, shoulders back, and you do the best you can, your day will go quite well, and then you can learn from the different hurdles you go through, and everything gets better as we go. He attempts to incorporate the rules of the community, but the elder says, no, you cannot use the rules of the community. You have to use the rules that I have laid out for you, and those are 8 rules that he has to follow. Okay, so no more following the rules of the community. You follow the 8 rules. And the elder informs Jonas that he's pleased that Jonas has been chosen as the next receiver of memory, but warns them they have a hard and painful work to do, which brings us back to him being alone and having to take in all this pain that the chief elder mentioned in her speech there. Jonas apologizes all the time, and the researcher says, don't you dare apologize. We don't do that here. We have to, we say it the way it is. We go through it the way it is. We experience the way it is. Faults and all, we're going to make mistakes and whatever, we're going to learn from it. Where in the community, everybody says, I accept your apology. Okay. So it's a standard answer, a standard reply. No, we're going to actually solve the problems here. And so then the receiver starts talking about a sled and going down a hill and in snow with runners and picking up speed and stuff like that. Jonas does not have a clue what a sled is, or runners, or snow, or downhill, or anything like that, because he's never experienced it. So to have somebody talk about it, it's like, it's a foreign language to him. So the receiver said, I'm going to transmit memories of the world to you. So at the end of chapter 10, Jonas is about to receive his first memory of the world, and it's going to be an experience of going down the hill in winter, in snow, on a sled, going down and going really fast as the runners slide down that hill. So we'll see what happens and how Jonas responds to it in chapter 11 and starting on Monday. Okay, so if you have any questions about chapters 9 and 10, please let me know. And don't forget to get your, be sure you had your research paper in and your tombstones in as well. And if it didn't upload, be sure you upload them and be sure that little screenshot shows up to show that it's been uploaded. Don't close it off right off the bat, because chances are it's not going to upload. And you don't want to lose marks that way. All right. I think that's about it. So have yourself a great weekend. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you Monday at 12 o'clock. Okay, bye for now.